just a blur. It's only when you slow down their supercharged lives that you can begin to understand how they live. High-speed cameras reduce the speed of the action. 1 second stretches out to 50 and enables us to look into the secret world of the hummingbird. Much of their lives still remains a mystery. What we do know is that hummingbirds depend on flowers for their food. Nectar fuels their frenetic lives. And that hummingbirds are only found in the New World. Most live in South America, and this is where our story starts. Here, many plants employ hummingbirds as messengers. But this wasn't the original contract. When flowers first evolved over 60 million years ago, there were no hummingbirds. The first flowering plants depended on insects as their pollinators. Today, many plants still do. As butterflies move from flower to flower, sipping nectar, they take pollen from one plant to another. The plants are fertilized, the insects are fed. This was the original arrangement. The plant and insect relationship has been a long and successful one. But at a certain point, some plants dropped their insect messengers. The reason can be found in the forested mountains of South America. Here, the mornings are cold and damp. Butterflies can't fly in these conditions. Insects are cold-blooded. Their bodies are the same temperature as their surroundings, so they are lethargic in the cool of the morning. In the mountains, insects are unreliable messengers. There was a need for a safer pair of wings. We may never know for certain where this change of messengers took place, but somewhere in South America, perhaps on the ancient plateaus of Brazil, plants acquired a new partner. It probably happened about 50 million years ago. In the cool climate, plants needed a reliable messenger, and there was a bird that could fill that requirement. A bird that possibly looked like this saw-billed hermit found a new way of making a living. This ancestral hummingbird was most likely an insect and spider eater, its heavy bill adapted for grasping its prey. At some point, the earliest hummingbirds started visiting flowers. Did they do it to extract insects from the blossoms? Perhaps. But as soon as the habit developed, then the birds could carry pollen from flower to flower. And the first hummers could not only catch insects, but also drink the nectar. The original hummingbirds with their heavy bills were relatively large and rather clumsy flyers. But this was the beginning of a long relationship with the plants, and the birds evolved to better suit their new ways of life.
Nobody's here. It's just me again.
Over millions of years, bills became lighter and thinner to better probe the flower for nectar. reach the flowers demanded great flying prowess, and the early hummingbirds became smaller and more agile than their ancestors.
Down.
As well as thin bills, the birds developed long tongues to probe the flowers and sip the nectar.
It's groovy. Hey, Sarah. Thanks for tapping the screen.
Reaching the nectar demands a huge amount of energy, and so hummingbirds did everything to lower their weight.
Yeah,
Their
please card.
legs and feet became so small that they could no longer
I can't promise you
walk.
anything
They could
other
only
than
perch.
just a card, but
They were already leading an extreme way of life, living on an energy knife edge.
ooh, you have the chariot.
The early hummingbirds offered a reliable service to their plant masters, able
So I
to
guess
fly
you're
in
moving
all weather
forward,
conditions
moving
and
towards
get
something.
through with the pollen.
And I'm seeing a lot of positive things, I guess, with the chariot. It's kind of like an adventure, honestly. The chariot. Medical applications. That's cool. It's groovy. This is very hot. Yeah. Hey, Carl. It's groovy. Oh my god, do you remember that llama?
Hummingbirds remained generous.
And there was a character named Carl. I think he was a unicorn. I'm in two places at
Many
once.
plants took up with the new pollinators.
Hello.
Today there are over 8,000
Sarah,
different
Carl,
kinds that depend
Carl's
on the
there.
birds.
I mean, there's no way you could, like, I don't know. It's two different platforms. Anyways, how we doing?
But there was a
Would you like a card?
to the New Deal. The plants had to
Carl.
supply more food for their dependable warm-blooded messengers, exactly for that reason. Warm-blooded birds use
Anybody?
10 times more energy
Have a good
than
one.
the cold-blooded insects they replace.
Sarah? This coffee is very hot. I guess I am using a fork. Or did he use a fork?
A hummingbird drinks more than its body weight in nectar each day.
What
And
inspired me
hummingbird
to start
flowers
streaming
produce
and
a copious
YouTube?
amount of liquid to suit their messengers.
In all honesty, I just felt like it just made sense. Like making videos and stuff. Like I don't know. And I've always had that energy of like, let me make something, let me create something, you know. I don't know. I've been posting. I have had another page, like another account that you can kind of find. I don't have access to that, so it's just kind of up. It's just public. Are you trying to get into that? Or do you want to get into that? I mean, I don't know. It's not necessarily for everybody. I'm not saying anything about you, but it's not for everybody. Oh my god, I remember I was watching a thing about hummingbirds, and he was like, I don't want to watch anything about butterflies. And I was like, these are obviously hummingbirds, so what are you talking about? Like, I think he was just trying to be silly, but like,
Input high energy food, but to obtain it demands high energy output. Hummingbirds were forced into a precarious energy balancing act.
Second favorite. Thank you for being honest. Most people say favorite, and I'm like, that's not true. Oh my gosh, Nay. Hello. Good evening. That's funny. Thank you for the, I know. I feel honored. How are you? It's groovy.
But in truth, compared to a hummingbird, other birds look clumsy.
I'm just complaining. There's a documentary playing. I'm pretty sure this might have been the same exact. Oh, never mind. This is from 3 months ago. Never mind. Or maybe it is the same one. I don't know. It was playing and you just like interrupted me. What else am I streaming on? This is TikTok. Hi. Hey Nay, how are you? We talked earlier. It's creepy. And then also here.
Instead, they rotate at the shoulder so that the wing twists, giving lift and power on both strokes.
Would you like a card? Can I pull you a card? Or did you just want to hang out? Or I don't know. I don't mean to.
The extra power gives the hummingbirds a great advantage, and they can claim to be the most accomplished flyers that have ever taken to the air.
Well, I'm gonna pull a card. I'm not gonna necessarily go into it, but I'm gonna pull a card. If that's okay.
Until recently, there was nothing
8 of
that
Wands.
could compare with the hummingbird.
And the Hangman.
That is.
You just finished with someone. Come on, what does that mean? Why did I think inappropriately? The Hangman, these are opposite energies. This is like fast-paced movement, and then this is like feeling stuck. Also, the saturation on both of these are different. Okay, that's cool. That's groovy. Oh, you know, of course. I'm just being silly. Of course. What are you studying? Are you in college? I would hope that you're in college and not in anything else. Thank you for not slamming the door. Yeah, no, I don't know why I was thinking inappropriately. It wasn't me. I assume whenever that comes up, it's somebody else because I don't think like that anymore. I used to be like that. I don't think like that. Oh, math? You're studying math? How do you study math? I don't think you can study math. I mean, I guess you can. That was a silly thing of me to say. Why did I say that? The Justice, and look how cute this. The saturation on both of these phones are very different. It's very bright over there. This is an iPhone, but like over here, it's like very like it's like shiny. It's weird. I would recommend getting similar devices if you're going to. I didn't necessarily plan it like that. What needs to be said, most of all, I don't know, probably a lot.
Depends on battery power and can fly for a few minutes. But real hummingbirds can stay in the air for hours.
The string. I do random problems of what are we doing. Ooh, the Lovers. All these major arcana. That's crazy. In this case, division and turning it into a decimal number are rather easy. Yeah, no, math wasn't my favorite subject. I like numbers. I've grown to like numbers, but oh my god, everything's a major arcana. It's crazy. The Star.
They can rotate on the spot.
That's kind of crazy. Oh my goodness, hey Divine. Is that I thought that was lungs. Those are wings. I thought he had lungs in his profile picture. How's it going? What's groovy? Is it major arcana? It's not. But it's an ace. And I think the next one's gonna be an ace. It's gonna be the Ace of Cups. How we doing, guys? I'm just kind of I'm just messing around. If you'd like a carpool, you're welcome to ask. If you want to just hang out, I don't know. There's a documentary playing. Also, Carl's doing math, I guess. Four Pentacles. It was originally just a major arcana, that's why I was doing that, but now it's not anymore. 10 Pentacles.
Costs energy.
Also, I'm in two places at once, so I'm gonna try to like
Hummingbirds have the
focus on both
highest
places,
oxygen
but
demand of all vertebrates.
if I don't, I'm sorry.
As fast as 80
Oh, hi.
times per
How's it
second.
going? Haven't seen you in a while. Just kidding, I don't know who you are,
Is
but
getting oxygen to the flight muscles.
that's creepy.
When the bird is perched, the heart beats around 400 times a minute.
Is anybody actually listening to this?
In flight, it rises to an
It's
astonishing
cold.
1,200 beats per minute as the heart
That's climate
pumps
change for you, I
oxygen-rich
guess.
blood to the wing muscles. Even this
It's
is not
crazy.
enough when hovering, and so the heart expands in size
Look
so
at
it can
this.
pump more blood with each beat. When this happens, the blood circulates around the whole body, heart
It's supposed to go
lungs
full
heart
stream.
muscles, and back to the heart
It's like really
in
slow.
under 1 second.
Why is it not? Literally, I'm like, what the frick? It's
They're
about
living at
hummingbirds.
the edge of what is possible. Extreme aerial athletes with extreme needs.
I was watching that in rehab, and once again, he like interrupted me. He was like, I don't want to watch nothing but no butterflies. And then he like interrupted me as he was on the phone with his like girlfriend or whatever. I was like, okay.
Hummingbirds spend 80%
Whatever.
of the day perched,
What country am I
and so
from?
they have time to
Uh,
stretch muscles and
Aruba.
all important
Did I say
feathers.
Aruba? That would be a lie. I'm not from Aruba. Where are you from? Anyways, how we doing, guys? What's groovy? Nobody's saying anything. I've said what's groovy like 7 times, and everybody's like, fuck you. I'm just gonna like the live. I'm stupid. Anyways, I'm not. That's not a nice thing to say. I'm very smart, but like, I'm silly. That's what I should have said. USA, good old America, America KKK. That's awesome. America is beautifully terrible.
Showers provide another opportunity to clean and brush up feathers. Unlike insects, hummingbirds seem to relish the rain. So when the skies open, the minute birds take to the leaves to bathe.
Is it weird that I have a documentary playing? Should I like go back to like music or something? I was already watching a documentary, and like I came on here like kind of impromptu. I wasn't necessarily planning to be up here, if that makes sense. I don't know. Could I do a? Oh yeah, this is a message that's been coming out a lot. Duality and balance and all that jazz, moderation, all that jazz. Obviously. Balance. No, the number 2. There's 2 people over here. There's 2,000 people over there or something. I don't know. There's not that many people. Ooh, that 2 turned into a 3. That's crazy. Savannah, welcome back. Hey, hey. How are you? It's groovy. I'm using a fork to stir this. Don't judge me.
So hummingbirds need to feed on average every 15 minutes.
Thank you for tapping the screen. I appreciate it.
It's only ever a couple of hours away. It's essential for birds with such a precarious energy balance not to waste time visiting flowers that contain
It was very hot. I boiled a pot of water. I made coffee.
hummingbirds can remember.
It's very hot. My hands actually kind of burned earlier. Carl, I thought you already said hello. Why are you saying hello again? Are you gonna be a bot? Are you a bot? It's okay if you are. I'm not judging. I won't call you a clinker. It's not even that funny. But I laugh so hard. That wasn't even that funny. Welcome to the stream. What are you guys doing? Are you guys like multitasking? Are you like cleaning your house or like doing like that stuff or something? I hope not. If you are, please keep it to yourself. Saying hi to Savannah. Oh, you weren't saying hi to me. You were saying hi to again. I'm Savannah. Yes. Typo. I don't know what's going on over here. It's like really dead over here. I guess they're like cleaning the houses or something. Waxing their floors. Also a 769. I don't know what that number represents, but that could be a significant number. If I wanted to look it up, I could. I don't feel like making the screen small again. It's hot. That's the first sip I've had. It's very sweet. Mm-hmm. Ooh, some coffee right there. It's not even that funny. Anyways, 769. Yeah, I could look it up. 769 angel number. I used to do that like habitually. When people would come in with certain numbers or certain numbers would pop up, would just be like, "What did you change?" And it's usually the same number, the same message generally, but I don't know, with a different sprinkle. It's usually about faith and having hope and, you know what I mean, staying aligned, all that jazz. Most of the angel numbers are just about that. But let's see. Okay. The number 769 doesn't have a widely recognized specific angel number, but its teachings can be interpreted. 7 can represent spiritual awakening. 6 can represent domesticity and material life. I'm also hungry. Can I have some of your food? That's funny. And then 9 can signify new beginnings or endings. Therefore, 769 could be interpreted as a sign to focus on a new spiritual path while also finding a balance between your material life and your inner journey. It is also a prime number. I didn't realize it was a prime number. It's a prime number. Did you know it was a prime number? Is that why you repeated it? Do you have that ability? Can you just spot prime numbers and stuff? What makes it a prime number? What are prime numbers? I forgot what prime numbers are. You said you're studying math. These are numbers. That's funny. Welcome to this journey. I don't know how many people are actually here, but what makes a prime number a prime number? Do you know the answer to that? A prime number is a whole number greater than 1 that has only 2 distinctive positive divisors, 1 and itself. What? I don't know what those words mean. Examples include 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Numbers greater than 1 that have more than 2 factors. What? So they can't be multiplied by like 2 or like 3 or like it can only be okay. I guess I understand, but that's why. What is the need for the name? Am I silly for thinking that? Why does there need to be a classification of that? Classification and organization is ruining the hearts of my generation or something like that. I did mess up the flow, but that's a Willow Smith line. Organization and classification is the name of the song. For example, 2 times 1, 2. Are you a math genius? What are you studying for? Are you being an accountant or something? Send me 1,000 right now. Right now. I mean, math is technically a core subject, but I don't know. If you're assuming that you're in college, I don't know. Everybody else left. I don't know when they left, but it looks like they just left. Cosmic Purpose, what's groovy? How are you? We're just talking about math, I guess. Or I'm talking about math. They're studying math. Why do you do that?
And the hummingbird has the nectar of the plants all to itself. So both plant and bird benefit. There's another hummingbird that has formed an even closer relationship. It has an exclusive deal with this helicopterally curve. Only this bird can reach the nectar. Its bill perfectly matches the curve of the flower, like a key in a lock. As it feeds at its private flower garden, pollen is dabbed onto its head. The bird transfers the pollen from one plant to another, ensuring successful pollination. Because the sicklebill has the heliconia nectar all to itself, it has no need to defend the territory. Instead, it spends its day flying from one clump of flowers to another. And not needing to display its ownership of flowers, the sicklebill is not iridescent. Rather, it's quite dull, camouflaged against its exclusive flowers.
Hello, welcome.
The next chapter in hummingbird evolution was written about 6 million years ago. Some hummingbirds became even smaller. These micro-hummingbirds are amongst the smallest warm-blooded creatures on Earth. They weigh as little as 2 grams, the same as a single penny. And they compete directly with the insects. They're not only smaller than other hummingbirds, they look dissimilar and they behave differently. Their flight is more like an insect's, as they roam freely through the forests, feeding on a variety of flowers. The mystery is why the tiny hummers, like this wood star, are not attacked by the bigger territory owners. The aggressive emerald ignores this little thief. Why? More mysterious still, the miniature wood star shows no fear at all as it plunders the emerald's nectar store. might be that the emerald doesn't recognize the tiny wood star as a hummingbird. Rather, its small size and insect-like flight fools the bigger bird. The emerald even shares a flower with a little sneak. Could it be that the wood star is trading on the hummingbird's inbuilt fear of wasps and bees? This new group of micro hummingbirds may have originated in Central America. From there, they've spread far to the north. The draw was flowers. But there is one major drawback to living so far north: winter. So each autumn, ruby-throated hummingbirds must head south before the flowers die and leave them without food. By September, they arrive in places like Rockport, Texas. Some may have already flown over 3,000 kilometers from Canada, but many still face their greatest challenge. They must continue south, and for some, that means crossing the vastness of the sea. The local people put out feeders to help the migrating hummingbirds. Each arriving hummingbird feeds furiously. They must gain weight, converting sugar-rich nectar into fat. In just 3 days, a bird will almost double its weight. This is the equivalent of a human of average weight putting on over 50 kilos of fat. The arrival of the hummingbirds is a cause for a party, and Rockport hosts the Hummingbird celebration. People come from all over North America to see these tiny travelers.
Oh, yes.
At the peak of the migration, Rockport is temporary home to tens of thousands of hummers. This spectacle of so many hummingbirds can be found nowhere else on Earth, but it can lead to some people making a spectacle of themselves. The Hummer helmet is all you need. Once the birds are put on enough fat, they move the short distance to the coast. The time has arrived for the greatest test of their powers of flight. The nighttime journey, at least 800 kilometers non-stop, is an enormous undertaking for such tiny birds. A last sip, and the birds set off across the Gulf of Mexico. Much about the journey remains unknown, but recently scientists have tracked the birds using the Doppler radar of the United States National Weather Service. Designed to discover water droplets inside clouds, this sophisticated radar can also reveal the path of flocks of small birds, including hummers. Once they're beyond the range of the radar, their journey is shrouded in mystery. There is much we still do not know about hummingbirds, about their secret high-speed lives. But what we do know is that they are the most remarkable, colourful, energetic, and acrobatic of all creatures. They live at the limits of what is possible, nature's miniature masterpieces, and all because they are the messengers of plants.
Hello.
At the southern tip of the Australian continent lies a remote island. An immense wilderness, divided by mountains. It's a world of ancient forests, of pristine rivers, and a coastline that's both wild and beautiful.
Hello.
Its animal inhabitants are as extraordinary as they are bizarre. This is a land of black devils and white wallabies, where lights dance in the southern sky and trees tower to 100 meters. This is Tasmania, the weird and wonderful isle at the bottom of the world. Tasmania is full of surprises. Australia, yes, but with a twist. It was once connected to the dry Australian mainland. Today, along with its plants and animals, it's physically cut off. Though it lies just to the south, Tasmania is a world apart. Its isolation and cooler climate has created a sanctuary unlike any other part of Australia. And the strong seasonal cycle makes life here very different indeed. Winter means a struggle for survival. In Tasmania's mountains, there are meager pickings on offer. This is the last landfall heading south before Antarctica. Cold air from further south brings snowfall and freezing temperatures throughout these winter months. Many animals, like this female wombat, are Australian species, but their habits and lifestyles are most definitely Tasmanian. Mainland wombats are largely nocturnal, but here she feeds at any time of the day, kept warm by her thicker coat of fur. She must take every opportunity to find food. Winter is felt right across this island wilderness. Even lower down in Tasmania's forests, temperatures can fall below freezing.